excited for this.
Me too.
Like so excited for this whole spring equinox.
Yeah.
Equinox, however you want to say it. Tomato.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I was wondering, do we want to share this? Is it like something that everybody could benefit from, you think?
Yeah, because it's the heart chakra, so it's like the bridge to like the fifth dimension. So yeah.
Duh. Duh, Dina. Let's see if that works.
Or you can make it a giveaway or something.
Yeah. Okay, how many times do I gotta click you? Go. Yep, I would like to continue. Go. Preparing. Ooh. Okay, I think it's good. Hi, Tara. Hi, Michelle. Happy birthday to you.
Oh my God, Michelle Kinney, happy birthday.
Yes, the world was blessed. Okay, I think it's good. Okay, wait. I have a good. Hi, Tara. You know what's hilarious? I was just laughing at somebody because they were trying to do a live and they had their Facebook and it was like they couldn't figure out why it was going back and forth, and I'm like, you gotta click out of Facebook. And then the guy was like, everyone knows that. Come on, that's rookie. That's what I get.
Rookie move. Not everybody knows that.
It's funny how the law of attraction works. I love it. I fucking love it. It's so amazing. It's literally every little thing that you...
Serious, especially when you get your vibration really high, then it's really literally every little thing.
I always love that song when it was little, every little thing she does is magic. That's what I hear in my head every single time I say that. Every little thing.
I love that.
Me too. Okay, let's see. Hi, Linda. I think I said hi to you already, but I'm saying hello again. Okay, so this is the astrology for the soul heart chakra, and we unanimously decided to go live so that other people could have the benefit of this information too, because we are in the spring equinox, and as Shannon said, the heart is the gateway to the fifth dimension. Duh. So that was actually me. I might have been thinking that, so.
Right, it was right there.
You're so funny. I was just talking about you today to Annalisa because I was telling her, I'm like, you need to have your soul purpose chart read with Shannon because she is the queen and she's so motherly and like loving. And Annalisa's like, I know, I just love her. She just makes me feel like all warm and comfortable. I'm like, yes.
Oh my God, that's so nice. That's like music to my ears.
Yeah. I know. It's cool. Okay, so before we get started, everyone just close your eyes and tune into your heart space and just take a deep breath. And exhale all of the events of the day, just let them go. Any moment coming after this one, just let it go and allow yourself to be here and now in your heart space. Set your ego and your critical mind to the side by saying, I give myself permission to set my ego and my critical mind to the side, and I tune into the truth of my inner being and listen with my heart and receive the messages that are for me. And I make the conscious connection to all the other messages I'm receiving, and I give myself permission to take action with my heart leading the way. So I surround the space with the white light of divine love, and I call forth all of our guides and angels, ascended masters, any being of light that is here to help us ascend and who is here to help humanity ascend, to be with us, to guide us together, so that we may learn even more and elevate our consciousness even more, have as many epiphanies as that takes during our time together. And we say these things in the name of love. Amen. So feel your energy into... Hi, Theron. I love you, boo.
Theron.
I know, Theron.
I love Theron.
Me too. The future, the generation of the future, the children. So everyone, I just invite you to just send your energy from your feet down into the center of the earth and become really grounded in the heart of Mother Earth, because the heart chakra is also the space of the Divine Mother, which does flow through nature. So we want to be in alignment with all of that energy. And Shannon, I'm going to hand it over to you so that you can take us on this beautiful, magical journey of the heart that we're about to go on.
My gosh. Thank you, Randina. It's always a pleasure to be here. And what a wonderful topic we get to have today, of all days, on spring equinox. First day, like new life.
It really is. I feel it. Yeah. And yesterday was the end of one of my 9-year cycles. So I'm like brand new in a new brand. I mean, like what? Same day, like same day. So amazing. I love it.
Seriously, like, oh my God. Good job doing that. Like tuning into like the highest vibration possible that's flowing around. So you really like went, I'm in it.
Yes.
And so also today is the moon is in Taurus. And we're going to talk about Taurus because guess who rules Taurus? Venus.
Men.
The heart chakra.
I'm just kidding.
So we not only have spring equinox, first day of spring, just this beautiful sacred earth holiday, you know, everything's in equilibrium, everything's about ready. The sun moved into Aries and it's like new life, like all those little dormant plants that have been like sleeping underground for winter are just like, I'm pushing through this soil. I'm going to get big and I'm going to get green and I'm going to have so much fun in my life. Like that's what they're feeling right now. And the moon is waxing, so building in Taurus. And when the moon is sailing through Taurus, she's the queen. She's Venus. She is like, I am the earthly pleasures of this environment. Eat of me, drink of me, see my beauty, everywhere beauty, deliciousness. So that's the vibration today. So what a wonderful day to have heart chakra astrology. I love it. Right? So everybody's hearts are like, yes, I'm open. This is free. This is great. So when we talk about heart chakra, you know, we find it here, right in between our breastbone. There might be like a certain way to find it. Maybe remember my three fingers from the throat down, like where your sternum is, and your hands will automatically go to it. Right. So anytime you like if someone shares a heartwarming story or you're feeling, you know, for someone, you always go like this, oh, I hope you feel better.
Or you see a puppy, you're like, ah! That's what I'm doing.
Exactly. I just saw this scientist give like a really cute Facebook video, but she was saying that our brains happens to our brains when we see puppies. And it was basically that same thing, like it interacts, especially with women, that mother endorphin that just comes out, just wanting to nurture, and our voices go up in pitch. So we change like dimension, we change frequency when we see the puppies because we just want to like squeeze and kiss them.
Yeah.
So that's heart chakra like language right there, right? That's the heart in action. So when we look at it through astrology, we're looking at the planet Venus. So Venus rules the heart chakra. And so Venus is all about, what do I love? What loves me? Can I receive the love? Can I give the love? Also, Venus, interesting enough, she also is on her, like her other side of her is, what don't you like? Like kind of what repulses you, or like you go, I don't like that, right? And it's usually, when it comes from like your whole sense of self, it's your Venus energy in action going, I'm a seeker of this world, and that just doesn't fit my idea of beauty. And so Venus has two sides to her. So she's like, what do I love and what am I attracted to? And also like, that doesn't fit my picture of what I find beautiful. And so kind of that's saying a beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Because we're not looking at that person through our eyes. We're really looking at that person through our heart.
Yeah.
Right? And so we don't know what the heart knows. The heart is like the higher mind, is like the soul lives in the heart, which if someone we might appear to go, why are those two together? Like, oh my goodness, I don't know. They just don't seem like a match, right? But to them, they're hopelessly in love because maybe they've been in love for lifetimes.
Yeah.
Right? So that's when you start just kind of tuning into a different part of your awareness. is like, if you have like those kinds of things where immediately your mind goes, I don't know, then you want to just drop the vibration a little lower, come into your heart chakra and go, I wonder why. There must be something there, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Mm-hmm. So you want to start tuning into your Venus energy. And how you do that, if you're not familiar with planets or your chart yet, then you want to just go, well, what do I love? What do I find beautiful? And then also, what don't I love? And what I don't find beautiful. So you want to kind of have two sides. Mm-hmm. The reason for that is Venus rules two planets. Or two signs, sorry. Two signs. She rules Taurus, like we're in today, and Taurus is a fixed sign, meaning it is rooted into the ground, tree roots. It's nature, it's abundance, it's self-worth, it's deserving, all of it. It's like money energy. So if you have experienced money problems in your life, you're going to want to look at your Venus and your second house, or your Taurus energy. Where is that sitting? Because that really is a problem with receiving. Like Randina is so magnificently gifted at teaching us about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I had to learn it. That was what my part of my purpose was, to learn how to balance and heal that divine feminine so that I could be open to receiving what was my destiny rather than just leaving my life to fate. So, that's another thing too. So regardless of wherever this lands in your chart, that isn't even relevant. What's relevant is tuning into your heart space, because everybody has Venus in their chart somewhere. Mm-hmm. Like everybody has the essence and the element of the heart and of that beauty and of that joy in their chart somewhere, and you can feel it. So when you allow yourself to really drop down into your heart, this is one of the things I learned from Rory Ray, who is an amazing teacher about relationships and about how to treat men. She teaches you to open up your heart by just unzipping your heart. Like, just try that for a minute. Just even sitting there, just unzipping your heart and feeling the openness of that. It's like you're setting yourself free, right? Like you're setting yourself free. So when you do that, it takes your conscious awareness onto your heart space. So then you can start living from your heart. So if you're someone that walks around like this most of the time with your shoulders down, or you have a hard time remembering to sit up straight, it's because you're in protection mode. So you're protecting your heart space from whatever reason subconsciously. You're not believing in yourself. You have low self-worth, whether you want to admit that or not. Your posture says everything about you. So if you start to make the conscious effort to put your shoulders back and to stand up straight with the spine that's straight up and down, and opening your heart space, not only are you going to manifest those dreams and desires into your life faster, because your heart is 5,000 times more powerful than any other area of your body alone, you're also going to start to develop a more sense of self-worth. Because now your brain is going to be triggering all those parts and all those areas where you were confident and where you did carry yourself like this. Try doing it walking across the parking lot, unzipping your heart, getting out of the car, walking across the parking lot, standing up straight. You're going to see a difference in the way that you stand, which is going to create a difference in your life. So tuning into that beautiful heart energy, where you're speaking to people's soul, where you're looking them in the eyes, where you're talking to them, really wanting to know about them from heart to heart, is also going to be something that takes your life to the next level too, especially if you're in a relationship. The way men communicate is through their heart space. This is how we're designed as human beings. Women are giving from their heart, men receive from their heart. So this is how the dynamic is. So if you're in relationship, if you notice whenever you're in a fight with someone, you're always in your head. You're always like in that war zone. You're not in the space of the heart. So if you just drop down into your heart and then communicate, you're going to see a completely different response from that person, because 95% of our communication is done at the subconscious level. So the moment they feel you dropping into your heart and then speaking to them, they're going to also relax and they're going to hear you rather than that, fighting. So try it in your business. Open your heart energy, send your heart energy into your business rather than all that fear and worry. I have to make money. I have to receive. If I don't have enough clients, if I don't have enough people signed on, if I don't do this, if I don't do that, like that's all crazy chaotic energy that you're putting into your business. If you just stop and drop into your heart, unzip your heart and send that love energy into your business, it's going to zap all that bullshit you've been doing with your head instantaneously and tune it back into that loving expression that really is what you wanted it to be in the first place. So that's what I have to say about the heart.
Amen, sister. That was awesome. And too, like when in your meditation in the beginning, you had you were sharing, guiding us to like listen from our hearts. And if, you know, like when people like do the little heart thing, you know, that's kind of thing, they're always doing this in their selfies and stuff. But really, if you look at the shape of the ear and you put two ears together, it actually is the heart.
Huh.
So I love the body. The body's always telling us everything we need to know.
Yeah.
Right? If we just kind of look a little bit longer, a little bit deeper, like with the posture. Yeah, if you're walking around with your heart chakra is closed. And so you want to go, okay, why? What happened? What am I afraid of? Where do I feel emotionally vulnerable? Could be childhood, could be something you've come in with this lifetime. Maybe you've had a lot of loss in relationships, so now like relationships are terrifying. And so you're just going to like be invisible and not even put out the attraction vibes, right? So if you, right, because Venus is, you know, she attracts and she repulses.
Well, a lot of us on this planet too, we have that, we're learning unconditional love. So if we come into this lifetime wanting to learn love, what's going to happen, right? We're going to have experience a lot of times where we're shut down, where we can have the opportunity to choose love over fear. So it's just really just taking back that power and tuning into your heart and knowing that it's okay. And the moment that you do it, it connects you to everything. Like you said, it's a connection to the fifth dimension. It really, really is. I mean, your heart even has its own intelligence. It knows what's going to happen minutes before your brain realizes what's going to happen.
Exactly. And they say like the heart knows everything. And it's true. The heart really does. It is a different frequency, a different intelligence, especially if we're operating from our lower mind, which is fight or flight.
Most of us are operating from that space because we're in collective consciousness. We were born into it. We see our parents doing it. We learn that way. We're in survival mode. So we're not listening to our heart. We don't make the decisions that we need to make. We don't invest in our businesses. We don't invest in ourselves. We're afraid. And so we use money as an excuse to stay small. And so when you can really begin to listen to your heart, because that was one of the biggest things I ever had to do. There were many times when I had to say, yes, I'm investing in myself because my heart is saying this is what I need to do. And I'm going to jump because I have that connection, not knowing if I was going to fall on my face. If I listened to my mind, and a million times before that I did, which is why I lived in chaos, I would have continued to create that same chaos, because this is where the fear is when it's dominant within you. And this is where your answers are.
Yes. And that ability to take a risk is also part of like the Venus path, because Venus is our path to enlightenment. And so that's like what Regina was sharing, like, yes, when we're in our heart, it is the doorway to the fifth dimension. It's the bridge. That is the path of enlightenment, meaning we are shifting our vibration to become more and more light. And what is that? Become more and more love. And that takes on the role as like, if you're like feeling like, oh my God, how do I do that? I'm afraid of things. Because two of the main parts that it may show up really loud for you, because Venus is the ruling planet of Taurus and Libra. Taurus is about, do I feel safe? It's root chakra. Will I have enough? Will I have enough money? Will I have like opportunity? Will I have success in my business? Will I have abundance? And then really what you're saying is like, can I receive? Can I tune in? Do I have gratitude? Those are all the elixirs of medicine for if you have money problems, you really should be telling yourself, I've got gratitude problems. Or I just
so true. That is so true. It really, really is. And it is that simple, right? It really is that simple.
Yeah, because you can have a desire. Yeah. Right? Venus is all about, what do I love? That creates a desire or search for beauty, path of your enlightenment. If you're focusing on beauty and love and harmony like 24/7, you're walking a higher road and a much happier road, yellow brick road, right to the Emerald City, which is just a symbol of I'm going into or a higher place or heaven, whatever you'd like to call it. But so Venus in Taurus is like fixed energy. It magnetizes it. So if you love something, you're magnetizing that desire. But if you're afraid of receiving what you love, you're sending out repulsing energy to actually keep it away from you. That keeps you on the story that, oh, it doesn't happen for me.
It's so amazing that you said that, even like making the correlation between the yellow brick road and the love and the heart and the beauty and focusing on all of that. Because one of my personal psychics, she told me, everything is in alignment for you. You have 6 or 7 different jets lined up on the tarmac. You just have to stay on the yellow brick road. And so I didn't really understand. I'm like, yellow brick road, okay, like Dorothy. And like, so I said, what is that symbolism for to the universe? Because it was like so much information, and then I got off the call. So then after that, I was thinking, what is the yellow brick road? And you just said what the yellow brick road was. And it's like, that's what the whole next 9-year phase for my life is that Venus energy, the Venus, the Jupiter, that energy is for the next, 9-year cycle of my life. So this astrology stuff is so real. And it's like, it just blows my fucking mind. I'm telling Annalisa today, I'm like, I don't understand why everyone in the world doesn't get their birth chart read. Like astrology, numerology, they literally are your keys, your map for your life. So first you have it read by you. People are blown the fuck away about the information, can't believe it. Then you go into a state of, you're either going to let it just become more information and put it to the side because you got all those limiting beliefs and not do anything about it, and then you're just going to suffer fate because you're not going to live your destiny. Because you got 2 potential paths. You have your highest potential and you have your lowest potential, your light and your shadow. So it's like up to you to do something with that information, right? And so it's like, and then you go and you do the numerology on numerologist.com. They give you a free reading that's a video, and you're just like, how in the hell do they know all this about me? This is real. And then you put them together, and you're just like blown away. And then it starts becoming real. And then you start seeing sign, and you're like, this is really true. Like, really, was I born to do this? Like, really? I mean, I want it to be, but really? And then it's just one thing after another before it's completely inundated your life that you get it, right? You get it. This is why you can't just have your chart read and move along. Like, you have to do something with the information that you're given. But first you got to have it done, because it is literally a map for your fucking birth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is like everything is there, whether you can understand it or not, or whether you just stare at the picture of your chart. It's going to start working you because it's a living document. It's a vibrational, like, crop circle. You just spend time with it. Don't worry if you can't figure it out, or or even after you've had a reading, you might be like, oh my God, all that information. What do I do? Just
also, what I learned too is when you have readings at different points in time. Mm-hmm. It's like you're receiving different information. You're on a different level, so you're experiencing it differently. Like before the chart reading, when you told me, when you were like, your mother and moon, and so there's some things going on with your mother, like my whole story behind my mother. The father being the judgment and the one that did this, and that was the truth. That was, I was like, oh my God, what is this so crazy, right? So you have all this information, and then as you go along and you begin to go and do the inner work, now it's like all light and love and where I'm headed, and the whole, it really is so amazing. So thank you for listening to your soul purpose and your calling so that you could be a translator of all this information. Like, it's amazing. Like, thank you.
You're so welcome. And I just have to also give a major shout out to you, Randina, because especially working on the path to enlightenment through the heart chakra, and we're talking about this Venus, and it's about, second house, which is about abundance and money, healthy relationships with money. And then the 7th house, which is relationships, which you're also moving into mastery and understanding that. So you actually are an ambassador of Venus, because you're really, like, your soul purpose energy is about both those things.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that cool?
It's so cool. It's so cool. It really is, because
that's why you look like Venus.
Thank you. I realize that too, because of the grand trine also that's in my chart as well, is the heart chakra. And when your heart chakra is shut down, you have dysfunctional relationships. So I had a really closed heart chakra most of my life. Really closed. And now I'm learning, and it's open, and my relationships are completely different. So if you're having dysfunction in your relationships, you can go to, oh, this is from my childhood, and this is why, and I've conditioned and learned and blueprints and blah, blah, which is true. However, if you go to the heart it's going straight to the source. It like cuts out all the need to go through. This is another reason why the courses that I do, the VIP courses, they're all aligned with the chakras, because it's like you go straight there and then you have, it's like straight to the heart. We're going to go to the heart. And then once you have the heart healed, all the other things in your life also will begin to flow, because now you're not afraid of relationships. And here's the thing. You're in relationship with everything. You're in relationship with money. You're in relationship with your spouse. You're in relationship with your children. You're in relationship with yourself. You're in relationship with your fitness. You're in relationship with everything. Like literally everything you're in relationship with. That's what the world is based on. So you have to have a balanced, open, flowing heart chakra. And it's the only way you're really going to live the ultimate life that you came here to live, and not be afraid, because you won't have a reason to be afraid.
Exactly. And you're not going to walk that one path that is path of fear or path of love. It's really a free will choice. And you can make that choice moment to moment. Because as we start walking more on the path of love and Venus and enlightenment in that way, our heart chakra, then we realize that linear time ceases to exist. Mm-hmm. It becomes into a place of like, oh, my past is dictating my future. But how do I actually break that cycle or that loop? Is I get in the present moment now.
Yeah, and inundate yourself, immerse yourself in all things love. Like Rhonda Byrne has the power. Get that and listen to it in your car. Like Wayne Dyer has all these different things on love. Like you have to have it in your ear 24/7 to reprogram you the fastest way possible. Because if you're conditioned in physiologically, biologically, and energetically into a certain way of being and a certain way of living, you might start to do these things. You might start to walk straight, but the chances of you being able to really prolong that and it become a new way of being are very slim, because you have to go against all that magnetism and all that physiological addiction to the drama that you've been living also. So you have to really give yourself support, like give yourself support, make it your intention. I want to turn my life to love. I want to create a life that I love. Right? Like that declaration, show me how to create a life that I love. And then you're going to have all these things come to you. It's going to show you exactly what you need to do it. So you got to.
Yeah. I think that is the most powerful declaration anyone can make. No matter what walks of life you come from, no matter what gender you are, where you are in the world, like that declaration alone is probably the most powerful.
It is, because it changes every other thing, because love will even heal cancer in a petri dish, mutant genes. Squeeze oxytocin in there. They all begin to read, multiply, and divide as normal, healthy, strong genes. Cells immediately with oxytocin. That is the love hormone. So you can heal anything with that energy.
Exactly. And you don't, like for the single ladies there, you don't have to be in a relationship to be expressing that level of powerful love. It's all within you.
I would highly recommend loving first and then having the relationship. Because if you're feeling in desperation that you don't have the relationship, you're going to cling to that person like a motherfucker, and that shit ain't going to feel good.
Right. That guy or that woman will destroy.
It will end in destruction, I promise you. I know, firsthand experience. You have to go to work and do the love yourself, because then you're going to vibrate higher, you're going to vibrate different, and then you're going to bring into a different caliber of person.
Right, because when Venus shows up in Libra, it's about the balance. And if you think of it like a seesaw, if you're running over to your partner, the seesaw goes like this. And
then your partner goes like that.
Yes, your partner goes further away, and you're like, what you.
Unless he's also crazy, then he's going to and then it's just going to be a train wreck.
Right. So how do you know, okay, am I in balance? Is you're always, you ask yourself, really, how am I being authentic? Am I being true to my heart?
Am I being authentic? That's a big one. Most of us are not being authentic, right? Like little things, like we're not doing what we say that we're going to do. No. Even what I started doing, I'm like, I'm going to do everything I say I'm going to do. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And even to the point where I was in the laundry room the other night, and I'm like, I really don't want to fold towels. It was like 11:30 at night. I need to get to bed. I'm like, I said I was going to fold the towels. I fold the towels. So I fold the towels, but then I felt better about it. So it's even down to the little things, because once you do that, It's like how you do one thing in this area is how you do it in all areas. So once you even start the little tiny things like that, like be honest in your text message. If you don't want to hang out with someone, just say, I'm not really feeling it today. Don't make excuses of why you can't hang out. Like we think that they're not being like calculated, or all this energy that we're sending out isn't going somewhere, but it is going somewhere. And you know whether you're living in alignment or whether you're not living in alignment. You know whether you're living authentic or whether you're not living authentic. And when you're not living authentic, you're going to attract chaos and controversy. So you have to be authentic in your own self, and also give yourself the room to learn the lessons that you need to learn for wherever you're at in your life, and let go of judgment. Like that's the biggest thing, is letting go of judgment.
Ooh, I love that one. Yeah, that letting go of judgment is also defining and letting you know how healthy your Venus is, or your heart chakra energy is. Can I let go of this?
You have to.
You have to. Like,
I was like realizing it. I was watching American Idol, and sometimes when you're watching those shows, it is really hard not to judge and get into the judgment of things. And I remember I was watching it and I didn't feel good. I was judging this one girl. She just was like so flamboyant, and I'm like, her voice was so awful, and I'm just like, I can't believe her friends let her even go audition. Like, that's so horrible. And so I'm like judging, and then I'm like and I'm like, I don't know her path. I don't know if that audition is going to make her realize she needs to hire a vocal coach and then come out and be the best singer ever. And I'm sitting here doing these things. So you have to like stop. So now when I watch it, I'm just like open and accepting, like practicing acceptance and like accepting of everything. Even when I'm driving in the car on the road, and someone cuts me off or whatever. Like this guy was driving really crazy this morning, and my son's all, I think he's drunk or really hungover. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And then so I just like kind of step back, and I'm like, we just send him angels, surround him. Hopefully he gets where he's going safely, learns his lesson, nobody gets hurt, everybody's safe. And before I would have been like mad, that this guy was doing that. So even when you're driving, just surrendering the judgment, because once you do that, you'll stop judging yourself so much. You'll notice. And when you stop judging yourself, you become lighter, because a judgment is like a stamp in time, right? It's like a restriction of the energy. When you judge something, it can't move. And so you kill yourself with each and every judgment.
Yeah, you do. Because if you think about all the little things, where do we spend most of our time? In the little things, right? So in those little, every moment now is huge, whether something amazing is happening or it's just a little thing, they all are the same calibration. So you want to really harmonize all your little things. So like Randina says, I made a promise to myself, I'm going to authentically fold these towels before the day is done, right? Or the clock strikes midnight, I said I'd do it, and I did it. Now I feel great about myself. So when she goes into another situation, she can hold that promise to herself, whether it's in business or doing something out of her comfort zone. She lit that lamp that says, I can do this. And I will do this. So you're engaging also. This is so cool about the Venus path to enlightenment, is also she needs this other balancing agent. And those of you in Randina's Create Your Life by Design VIP course, you've gone here, but it's Mars. Mars is her dancing partner, third chakra. So we need the will involved, because otherwise Venus would be laying on the couch eating bonbons and loving everybody from the couch. Right?
Or being fed grapes.
Yeah, right. Which is great, but not all the time.
Yeah.
Right. So Mars comes along and says, would you like to dance? And gets her off the couch and moving in motion and like circulating that beautiful energy through relationships, like through, I'm in the grocery store and I'm going to, there's a mom with 3 crying kids. I'm going to, see if she needs some help, or if maybe she just needs a thought, a prayer, or angels to come and, give her like a vacation energy, whatever she needs. But just that little thing, you don't know how far that could go.
I know. And then when you start doing those things, you begin to trust yourself. You trust yourself. It's like after I did the towels and I went to my big giant like window, and I'm looking out at the sky and the stars, and I say, thank you for another successful day. Like, thank you for another day of success. And I could feel it was true. And it was like, then every day becomes a day of success. It's like even little tiny things like that. It's like the little things that shift you, that it's like the little pebbles. And I remember when I started doing this, because it was when I lived in my old crappy ass house, when I had to take a bath in the dark because the bathtub was so fucking disgusting. So I had to like pretend that I was in the bath I wanted to be in, which is the actual bath that I am now taking a bath in. It's the beautiful bath with all the crystals around and the candles and all this. And I would lay there, and I was like in a space where I was so negative in my finances, and I didn't know how I was going to make it. And I'm like, just show me the way, show me with the error of my ways so that I can correct them. So as I'm laying in the bath and I'm pretending with it's in the dark, I received this download that it's like, this is what I was doing, taking the little tiny pebbles and building the mountain of destruction, little bit. But then with my morning meditation, what I was doing is taking big boulders and then putting it. But then all day long, building the mountain of destruction. So what was I building? Right? Like, because it's the little pebbles that create the monumentous mountain. The big boulders aren't going to do anything if the ratio isn't what it is. So it's a little tiny things, a little shifts you make. You think it's not making a big difference because it's just doing laundry, but it's making the biggest difference in building your own core self-worth so that you can be ready for the big show, because there is a big show. If you have a desire in your heart, if you want to have more money, if you want to have a strong, thriving business, you have to become that before that will be reflected.
Yeah, exactly. And so when you folded those towels, you felt good, right? So, and remember, like sharing, like the energy field, the toroidal energy field of the heart chakra is such a more powerful tsunami wave of energy than anything that could come out of the head. So when Randina felt good that she completed a task, she was true to herself, she stuck to her word, she had integrity, and then she looked out her window and gave gratitude, she just sent out a tsunami wave into her future that gave it that stamp that it's going to feel like this, it's going to look like this, and it can manifest in any situation. Yes. So that's what you're doing. Even if you're feeling like, oh, I'm worried and I'm scared and I'm focusing on like what I don't want. You're like stamping that approval. All that is your future. Yeah. I don't want this. So then the universe is benevolent. It's a great giant mirror. So it says, we don't play favorites. We just give you what you're putting out there. We just send it right back because we love you. And sometimes we send it back, it gets sent back, whatever you're putting out. And the benevolent gift of that is it helps you change your ways.
Well, yeah, because you're forced to look at it. You have to look at it, right?
You have to look at it because you're creator beings. You are creating
every moment.
Yeah, you're creating your life, right? By design right now. So take the design, the blueprints that you want, or that you love, or that you're attracted to, or that lift you up and make you feel fantastic. That's the reason why you feel that way, because it is your design.
Yeah. And one of the things too, people get afraid, they're like, oh my gosh, I've sent out all this negative energy. You can't live in the past. I don't know if you saw my post the other day, but I'm like, stop looking back. The only thing that you can do is here and now. This is where you are. And when you tune into your heart energy, because it's 5,000 times more powerful than any other energy, even the energy of the negativity that you've created, the minute you tune into your heart and you get back into alignment and you start to begin that flow again, you're on the path towards your dreams. Mm-hmm. People are so afraid, oh my gosh, I sent out all these limitations, these limiting thoughts are going to come get me. They cannot reach you when you keep your vibration high. It doesn't, it's like, doesn't match. It's just like love is not the same vibration as hate. It doesn't match. So you'll actually neutralize those things. So it's really important to do that, to take the nap, to do the meditation.
Yes.
To get back on track.
Yes, because I love that you said that the love or the heart chakra or both are going to cancel it out, because what's beautiful about this third dimensional reality is because we don't know what we're doing, because we're in a state of unconsciousness about who we really are and why we're here, there's a time lag between what you put out and then what comes back.
Thank goodness.
I know, right?
It's funny because me and my son were just talking about this earlier when I was like, sometimes I wish that everything could just instantly manifest. He's like, not me, because think about all those crazy people out there that wish really crazy things. He's like, thank goodness there's a lot of time in between. And then I'm like, I know. He's all, because all us people that think good things, it's like way better. I'm like, I know, it's so true.
Yeah. Oh, he's so right. He's so right. Yeah, because even if you're putting out like all this beautiful, loving vibration and thought, feeling, and everything, you're actually going along like a little vacuum cleaner too to all those who are asleep, not knowing what they're doing too. So you're helping on that level as well as your own. But what's been kind of noticing as far as like we're in accelerated times.
Yeah.
So that leg time is getting shorter. It used to be really long.
I know.
But, right?
It's getting shorter. You had to like send messages through pigeons.
Like, now it's like a text, an email, whatever, you know.
I also realized too about the instant manifestation, because I used to think, oh, I want things to manifest now. Well, I am very powerful and things do manifest for me very quickly. And a lot of times I wasn't even fucking ready for it. So like when it would come, it would be like, oh my God. Scary. This is also why when people who win the lottery, most of them end up broke again, because they manifest quickly the money, but they don't know how to handle the money. They don't know how to be with the money. They don't have the identity for the money. They don't have any of the self-worth or deserving or nothing. And so they destroy it. That's what happens, especially if you're not ready for that relationship you say you want, and that relationship shows up, which defies the laws of attraction. However, let's just use it for this example. That relationship shows up, you're not going to be ready. You're going to self-sabotage. You're not going to feel good enough. And I know because I've done this. Yes. Even everyone would look at me like, how do you not feel good enough? And I'm like, well, let me tell you about my father. Let me tell you about my mother. Let me tell you about everybody in my life. Let me tell you about collective consciousness. Then it's like, okay, I'm not going into the story of it. I'm working on me, like realizing, being conscious. Oh, that's why I attracted that relationship. Oh, that's why that relationship is ending. Those kind of things, because when we become autonomous, when we become living from our heart within who we are, we know that the people in our lives are additions. They're not necessary for our survival. So it's a completely different way of living.
Completely different way, because if you are the creator of your reality or creating your life by design, everybody who's like in your external world are actors in the play.
They literally are the reflections.
They literally actors in the play. So if you can spend some time just in that perception of your life or your world in that moment, then you have that present moment where you're not reacting to the present moment, but you're opening up to choose again.
Yeah, and the really amazing thing too is like you can see once you've healed those fragmented parts that those people go away, because they're no longer reflecting what's inside of you. Like they're no longer reflecting your fear. So if you have a lot of people in your reality that are angry, that are fearful, there's a lot of chaos and fighting and all those things, those are things that you're doing to your inside and your level of expectation for what's showing up in your life. And when you begin to heal those things, either those people change if they're meant to stay with you, or they vibrate out of your experience and they're eclipsed out, like what just happened to me. So it's like, or happened for me. It's like, though I was working on those pieces, those people who were reflecting that were eclipsed out of my life, and now I'm like back stronger than ever, So it really, you've got to become conscious of what's happening in your reality so that you can then be the master and create it rather than being a victim to circumstance.
Exactly, because when you can separate that and realize that everyone is here as a gift for you in whatever capacity, as a mirror, or just sharing with you like, oh, this is a message from your higher self to like, okay, this is time, you're ready to step up to a new level. And then when people do leave or how they leave, you don't have to stay in the reaction mode of it. You can actually see it from the heart place.
Quicker. You can get to that level of appreciation and sending love and thanks be on your way quicker, right? It doesn't mean you have to like be in relationship with them, because they still have dynamics that they got to work on themselves. You don't want that. But you get to a place of where you are in that loving and appreciation. Thank you for the reflection, because it made me look at it, and now I healed that part of me and I'm even better than before. It's 4:44 right now.
Is it? Woo! Yay! Happy 444. And what a great thing to be talking about at 444.
I know.
Right? So, and when you can see the roles that people play, then when the movie shifts, when your vibration shifts, then the roles that people come into your life at that will play a different, higher vibrational role to match, right? Because it's all matching.
Yes, and the beauty of the astrology is we have the stars helping us, especially right now with this whole spring equinox and everything that's happening, right? Like, tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, yes, definitely. So spring equinox is when the sun sets and the sun rises at the same. So we have this moment of balance. And because there's the equinox are about balance, we really want to engage Venus in the Libra energy. But we're in the springtime, which is more about Taurus. So we're in Aries, which is opening the doorway to Taurus. So we really want to come into that place, oh, balance. But in order to find the true balance, I have to go into Venus and Taurus, which is my authentic self-worth. What do I value? Am I worthy? Am I deserving? Like, am I deserving of having a balanced, loving relationship of my dreams? Right? If you really, you want to go into how you feel by what you're focusing on. So if you're like, I don't really know how, or maybe I feel afraid, or I'm too caught up in my mental state to really, I'm not connected to my heart. I'm more living from here rather than embodied. Mm-hmm. So you just want to go, okay, what is the thing that I'm focusing on constantly? What draws me to it? Like, even like a TV show. I like American Idol because why? Why do you like American Idol?
His dreams come true.
Right? Yeah. That is a beautiful awareness that you are attracted to dreams coming true.
Yeah.
Right? And so when you can see it, how big that is, then you can stay with that bigger vibration rather than like, oh, I'm going to like think about minutia or get distracted or go, oh my God, I don't have enough. I don't have enough. If that's been your theme song for most of, your life, or even the last couple of years, because maybe something happened, then you want to go, okay, that's where I'm starting on my yellow brick road right there. I'm going to come into a healthy, balanced relationship with whatever that is. Mm-hmm. And so, like, if you know your chart, one of the cool things about knowing your Venus is that's your path to enlightenment. So it shows you how you release like judgment and how you release anything that repels in that place of like, oh, I love that, but I don't like that. But so you're telling the universe, give me that and give me that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Right. So bring equinox energy, because it's all about this new fresh start, because Aries starts the zodiac year. It's the first day of spring. Most, like, if you go more into the older ancient religions that are earth-based, they say the year starts with water, which would be Cancer in summer solstice. But that's a whole other story. But for this, for right now, we're in this new beautiful fresh energy of the earth is ready to give birth to herself. Ooh, does she want to like grow? So what is it you want to grow? And because it's about balance today, you want to go into that space of, what do I want to grow in these relationships? First, the one with yourself. So if you need some self-worth, a deservingness, or looking at your states of abundance or less than. So if you think, oh gosh, my abundance level is a little low, then you want to go, okay, where's my self-worth? Or what am I focusing? Am I focusing on what I value? And then you want to go, what do I value? Okay, I value dreams coming true. All right, then I need to put a little message on my phone that says, are you thinking about dreams coming true today? How are you valuing that? How do you value? How do you express that? How do you love that? So I would say, like, do that for spring equinox, because there's this energy that's about to rush forward. But then in 2 days, Mercury comes along and he's like, hey, I'm on a journey going backwards. You want to come along? Right?
You don't have a choice.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. He likes to give you a choice, but really the answer is like, yes, I do want to come.
Yeah. You're coming.
Right? So through the end of this lunar cycle, because we're in Pisces, which is an ending cycle of the zodiac, the last sign. And then the new moon in Aries is April 15th, when Mercury retrograde is done and complete. Yes. Right? And we got a birthday coming up in that time. So exciting. All the Aries mamas out there. So this is a great time to get like this rush of energy of like, yes, I'm declaring I'm living this life of love and what I value, and I'm focusing on that, and take Mercury retrograde to help you release judgments or things that that you've been calling into yourself, like, because Mercury is really going from left brain, which is the one always thinking and doing, I gotta finish this and work it out, and I don't know. That's the Mercury. You want to go over into the right brain, because he's walking over there hanging out for like 40 days, and so he's gonna go, well, how do I feel about this? And I'm going to slow it down, give myself more time, play a moment now. Because it's Aries going into Pisces. So you're taking your I am presence, and then you're going into the collective soul.
Yeah.
So as you do your retrograde mercurial journey of tuning into your authentic self, you're going to also give a gift to the world.
Yeah.
To those ones that don't know that that's happening.
Yes.
So you can take this beautiful spring equinox day with the Mercury retrograde coming in to find your balance.
Yeah, and it's really imperative that you do this work, because this is 11 year, and 11 years about like movement also.
Big time,
and also
right?
because time is speeding up. And that's a real thing. That's like a scientific thing. Like they're constantly having to repaint the airports because it's like the earth is shifting, right? Like things are speeding up. The magnetism around the earth is as low as it has been ever. So your manifestations of good things are going to speed up, and your manifestations of limiting things are going to speed up too. So you got to do the inner work to get yourself in alignment. Your thoughts, feelings, emotions, your belief systems have to be like good in alignment with what you came here to do, because that'll shift your perspectives, and your perspectives are what create your reality. So you have to do the internal work. It's literally a real thing.
Yes. And the moment you, like, I think the hardest part to that is just saying yes to it, right? Because we've got 1,000 reasons to say no. I don't have enough time. It's, oh no.
Yeah, but what happens? You age, and then before you know it, you look in the mirror and you're like 75 years old, and you're like, fuck, I'm going to be one of the 8 out of 10 people that die with regret. Like 8 out of 10 people die with regret. That's a real thing. Like 2 people do not have regret. No, you have to do it. You have to do that thing that's on your heart. You have to.
Yes. You have to do, yeah, exactly. Because what are you really here to do? You're here to spread love and light on the planet. You are all of those who are attracted and have found Randina is because you were supposed to.
Yes.
You know, you're supposed to. So just know that, number one.
Yeah.
And she's calling you in because there's this rise of light workers, the return of the feminine, the rise of the feminine. Together we rise, because what are we raising? The vibration.
Yeah.
From fear to love. And all the women, the powerful women, are the army of that. Like they're like the ones that said yes a long time ago.
Oh yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. You all said a yes like millennia ago, and you were like with bated breath waiting for this lifetime to jump in, because this is a really exciting time in the universe. The whole universe is ascending.
Yeah, and it's calling you, and you know that it's calling you, and you're feeling it, right? Like you're feeling it, it's calling you. The only thing getting in the way is your limiting beliefs and your traumas, and that shit can be healed and transformed. So there's really nothing in your way.
Exactly. That's just a matter of getting out of your head and into your heart.
Yeah.
They say the longest journey is from here to here. From your head to your heart is the longest.
It's so true.
Take. And it might as well take it with Randina, because it's going to be fun.
Oh, it's so much easier. I mean, I literally have the fast track to it.
You do. Like, I don't know, those of you like in California or in the Bay Area, like there's a thing called fast track that helps us get onto the bridge fast. We don't have to wait in the traffic, because we got our little fast track. So
yeah, because we got shit to do.
Right? We've got some fun to be had.
Yes.
And some joy to spread. Because when you also realize, you know, once you come into a place of like, oh, I love myself and I'm feeling deserving and I know my value and my worth, then you realize it's not just about you. Because you're like, oh my God, all the people on the planet, all the animals, all the trees, everything needs you to love you. Because when you do, you make the difference in the world.
Yes, and then you live fulfilled. And not only that, heaven on earth is given to you because you're doing the work of service. Like you're doing the work of the light. So it's given to you. That means your fortune. That means your love. That means your health. That means your happiness. That means that you're happy, and that when you leave this earth, you can look back and say, I did what I promised I was going to do before I came.
Yeah, and then you have all the applause of the celestial heavens going, yay, for like, and it echoes throughout the universe. I mean, who doesn't want that kind of parade?
Yeah, and not only that, then you don't have to come back and do the shit over, so.
Right. Right, because Randina's on a graduation lifetime. I love it with her Pluto retrograde.
Yeah, it's all of it. It's right. I heard Napoleon Hill say that. I didn't hear him, actually. I read it, but it sounded like I heard him.
Are you talking in your ear when you were reading the book?
Well, when I did the council, like in his book, I think it's chapter 13, he talks about like having his council, and he has all these people on his council when in his mind, his imaginary mind. Well, he was like one of my people also. And so I kind of did hear him. And it's funny that he never really wanted to talk about this part of himself because he knew people wouldn't understand it. He didn't even understand what was happening, but he kind of like regressed from doing the work, and he had a visit. I think it was Abraham Lincoln. I can't remember exactly what president came to him, or whoever was on his cabinet came and stood at the foot of his bed and told him. He's like, I don't know if this was a dream or if this really happened, but I wasn't going to find out. He said that being that came to him and told him, you're going to have to start over from the bottom if you don't do what you came here to do, because there are millions of men and women who are needing what you're putting forth. So you're either going to do it or you're not, and you're going to start over. And so when I read that, and it was literally because I went to a bookstore and just flipped it open and read that, I'm like, I just put the book down and like turned around and walked out. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Because I was like considering not, like,
whoa, really?
Yeah, for a second. Sometimes when you're in it and you still have that wounding and those lessons to learn, like it can get very challenging, and it's easy to go run and hide. And that's what I was used to doing my whole life, is running and hiding. And then I read that and I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not going to come back and do all this shit over. I'm doing it now. Whether that's true or not, I'm not taking any chances.
Right. So like, I think everyone, for your homework is to feel into that. Like what your calling is and the love that's in your heart and the soul gifts that you have, it's for millions of people. I don't want anybody to go, oh, not me. Oh, no. That's the moment you're out of your alignment. Because we don't know your extended vibration throughout millennia here.
Yeah. And here's the thing. This is what says not me. This is not what says that. This says, yes, me, I'm an infinite being, and I came here to be the light because that's what I'm choosing, and also to experience joy and love and passion and abundance and romance and every other thing that I want. Right? That says yes. This is what's like, no, not me. Oh, wait, I was told I was stupid. I was told I wasn't, good enough. I was told that I was hurt. Like, no, not me. I'm bad. Like, that's what's telling you that, which that's the lie. That's the lie. That's not the truth. That's the conditioning that you can have rewired and reprogrammed and healed so that you never have that voice in your head again. Because when all that's redone and you're in alignment and your core beliefs are in alignment with your soul and your soul purpose, you then have the voice of, yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm a master. I am that I am. And that is what is speaking to you on your journey. And that's why it's so much easier to show up and be like, you know what, this may scare me a little bit, but I know who I am. I know what I came here to do. And I am stepping up to the plate because that's what I said I was going to do. I come as one, but I stand as 10 billion. So let's just do this, right? Like that's what happens.
Yeah. Yes. And so like one of the cool things about the fourth chakra or the heart chakra is as I was kind of reading into like the astrology part and this, the heart chakra becomes like a cup or a chalice, or they said like a fulcrum, but I pictured it like a beautiful goblet or a chalice. And it takes all the self-awareness from root chakra, second chakra, solar chakra, and it has to be, all that self-awareness has to be in balance in order for the fulcrum or the chalice to appear. Like find that holy grail. The grail is within, right? It's right here. And that is then what opens up all the rest.
I know. I love it. And I love seeing it. I mean, I have the Soul Purpose and Sacred Money VIP 1-to-1 course that I've been doing. And it's like, because I'm working directly with them. So they have my personal phone number, I'm like coaching them through, helping them through, doing the energy stuff, moving through it. And the successes that they're having, it's just, they're becoming completely different people. Every single time we get on a Zoom, they look different. They look more authentic and things are opening up for them and they're getting opportunities and they're receiving more money. And like, it literally has so much more meaning. And so I created this stuff like before I even knew what the hell I was doing. So it
Right,
was
that's the amazing part, Randina. You are always on this pattern of creating things before you're like, what is that? That is amazing.
I even go back and reread my book. I'm like, I did not write
Who
that.
wrote that? You did.
Really? And I was like, I should know, but then I also heard Wayne Dyer say that when he would read his material, he was like, that was not me. That was not me. I mean, it was me, but like there's some other intelligence that's coming through that it's a really thing. And it's not like, oh, I'm sitting here channeling, oh, flow through me. No, it's you. It's your higher wisdom that's lived thousands and thousands of lifetimes. It also has all these other celestial beings that are right there with it, you know?
Right. And I bet when you were writing your book, you were really in your heart.
Oh, I was so in my heart. Every day I would go to my son's school. He'd be playing on the playground and I'd sit underneath this beautiful willow tree and just write. And it was like the time when I could get out of my chaos and controversy life experience and then step into that. And my vision for my life was unfolding. It hadn't even fully come to fruition yet, right? It was unfolding, but I was seeing these things happen. And so everything that I learned, the tens of thousands of hours that I spent obsessing over this law of attraction and spiritual awakening was then able to be put into this beautiful format. And then that's how all the courses and everything else is coming through and all the beautiful lessons. And it really is amazing and awesome. And like, I'm so glad I have you on my team. Like,
oh my God.
And it's like, okay, look, you get a reading with Shannon. Shannon does the reading. Then they come back to me. Holy shit, I can't believe it. I'm like, I told you. Like, I literally told you. Okay, now let's go to work because now the whole shock factor is over. Now you're remembering. So let's go to work on that identity and all those other chakras so that you can fulfill that highest potential. And then they do. And then it's like.
And they do it so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so amazing, like from like where they start and then where they line up to is like eons.
I know, they're completely different people.
Yeah, and like when you get on the Zoom with them and they look different, all that energy that is opening and swirling from the heart, because it's an inside job.
Yeah, everything is
inside job. So so whatever you can do to help yourself get internal, especially as women, because we operate in that design first. We're not external going in, we're internal going out, right? Because you said women give and receive the love in the relationships. That's the way it goes.
Yeah. Well, and when we're in external, we're like trying to fix every area of our life. So while we're over here trying to plug the holes, over here the boat's fucking leaking and we're sinking, So it's like, that's not going to work. Like, that doesn't work. You can't just only go to your money story and try to fix your money. Like, you can't only go to your relationship and try to fix your relationship. You have to go internally to see the reflection because there's a lesson or something you need. So it's like being able to excavate that and turn that coal into that diamond and then having it with you forever, because once you learn it and it becomes integrated, it becomes who you are, and then you take that with you on your soul's journey forevermore.
Right, because what was a diamond? It was a lump of coal. What was a pearl? It was a grain of sand, churned and moved and, worked over time. And so that, and we're in accelerated time, so you don't have to feel like, oh no, this is going to take forever. No, it's going to take 1 second.
The second you decide.
Lighting up. Get into that heart. And if you have to breathe in focus on what you love. Focus on puppies. You're a puppy person or a kitten person.
It really works. If you're not feeling good, go on freaking Instagram or YouTube and type in puppies. And I'm telling you, you will be feeling happy after you're done watching those stream of videos.
Exactly. So if you're having any trouble getting started on it, what is it that I love? I'm tuning in my heart chakra. You go direct to puppies or kittens, whatever it is that just makes you go, oh, I love that. Yes. You're there. Stay there as long as you can. Hold that vibration.
Yeah, as long as you can. That's the key, because the more that you do that, even that little mundane thing that you think you're doing, the more that you're setting up for your future to be that. So it's really awesome. And using the stars, right? Like using the stars, using the astrology, using what our ancients used to, using the same thing that we still use to grow our crops and eat our food. Like, these laws of nature work for everything. Why were we conditioned out of it?
Right. That was
dumb, like common sense. Hello.
Yeah, we are one with nature. So if there's anything that you feel outside or separated from, get back into the cycles. right? Because I think it's so interesting, like what they call the path of Venus in the stars. Like when we look up and we see the planets in the stars, she actually has an 8-year cycle. So she's in the 8, right? We love that. And then she actually does, she kisses the sun 13 times in the 8-year cycle. So she's either a morning sun, or she's there with the sun in the morning, like a morning star, or you find her as the evening star. So you'll find her in either one, especially, and that's how you'll find her in your chart too. And so when, like her path, so every time she makes an angle, it's 5-pointed star. So a pentagram, right?
That's like the Merkaba.
Yeah, right? And that's where a lot of like, even like the goddess religions have been tamped down, because pentagram is supposed to be evil. 13 is supposed to be evil. But really they were trying to make Venus evil, and Venus is not evil. She's our
Eve, seductress, should be cursed with a period for the rest of eternity.
Right? Like all this like baloney, you know? It's like, no, really, because they were trying to get us, just, you know, not able to find the door, the sacred cave that into the sacred heart, which is your path to enlightenment.
Which all of it was on purpose, so we could play the story and the dramatics and have something to do. And
right, so we do over down here.
Yeah, and entertain ourselves. And now it's time for the heart awakening, the feminine divine, the divine masculine coming back into harmony. So that's why, you know, sacral and heart, you know, that's like what it is. Remember, men communicate through their hearts.
Yes, they communicate through their hearts. So that's why we have to give from our hearts. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure I'm in the right flow. Because if you're like doing the opposite, you, as a woman, you might be running your masculine energy a little higher than your feminine energy.
And it's usually your imbalanced masculine energy. It's not balanced masculine energy.
Right? So the imbalanced masculine energy is showing up because you're fearful, you're afraid, you might feel vulnerable, you don't want to get hurt. And so you got to look at all that and then bring it back to source, bring it back to love, bring it back to the heart so that it can be healed.
Yeah. Yes. Your heart is what heals everything.
Right? And so that's how you can strengthen your heart chakra too, is, you know, and I love that you and Tara were like all the essential oils.
Yeah.
For this heart chakra. So you can use that. You can use Reiki. There's so many ways to focusing on what you love. I made a little list of things you can do to strengthen your heart chakra. Help people.
Yep.
Volunteer. Right? So if you're like, oh my God, my heart chakra is blocked.
Yeah.
Like, go help someone. A random act, you're doing pay it forward.
Yeah.
That is strengthening the heart chakra among many other things.
Yeah, that's why we're doing it.
Right? So high five to that. That was awesome. And then one of the other things you can do is you can remove, this is what you can do for Mercury retrograde coming up in 2 days, is remove and release what you despise. Do you have any despises? That's a pretty powerful magnetic energy. Because, you know, that level of, it's passion turned inside out. So if you have something, you know, that it could be worldwide, something you just are just sick of, or you just can't take it, or it just brings you to that place out of the alignment with the heart. So let Mercury help you find that through the mind, because Mercury likes to rule the energy of thoughts, and in the head, because it's in Aries. Just allow yourself to not feel bad if you find something there. You go, thank God, I have discovered this. Eureka, I found the gold.
Yeah, it's no longer hidden. It's visible. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you want to take that, release it, or put it back into your chalice and turn the dross into gold. Alchemize it. Be the alchemist this next Mercury retrograde and spring equinox. And then as you come out of it, when the new moon is in Aries on April 15th, you are ready to fly. You're like the bamboo that shoots up 10 feet and like overnight, you know? So just do that journey. You'll feel, literally feel so much better.
Yeah, I love the approach too, because most people are so afraid of Mercury retrograde. Like, oh, Mercury retrograde, oh my God, my computer, electronics, It's like, okay, I know it doesn't always feel good, but use it. It's a very imperative time to go into the underworld of the mind and connect your heart to it with the Venus help. Like, we have help. It's not like the stars, the planets, all the stuff that's happening is just thrown there and it's just like left us out there to burn. Like, no, it's perfectly designed so that we can awaken, because that is what we came here to do.
Yeah, and you can even take the analogy or the symbol of the Wizard of Oz. Actually, I would say if you haven't read the original book by Frank Baum, that thing is an enlightened document. I read it, and it's about love, wisdom, and power. It's a really actually higher conscious book.
Wait, what is it?
Yes, the original Wizard of Oz. I think it's called Wizard of Oz or the Yellow Brick. But his first one, he has a series. But it's about love, wisdom, power. So wisdom is the scarecrow. He's like, I wish I had a brain. Love is the Tin Man, who's like, oh, I want a heart. And then the lion, courage. I wish I had power. His power. So where's my courage? So he had to fight the witch, right? And he got his power back. And so they're actually the threefold flame of love, wisdom, power. So they're three archetypes. And then Dorothy is the integrated one. Yeah. And she's on her way home. Home is to the Emerald City, the heart. She wants to go back to her family, what she loves. And so like this Mercury retrograde, you can be like, you know, because Venus and Mercury are together. So it's Dorothy and the Scarecrow skipping along the yellow brick road this time around.
Yeah, I was writing it down.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I love that book. I feel like I need to read it again during this.
Yeah, me too, because Yellow Brick Road just keeps coming up.
Powerful.
Yeah, got it. Michelle said, I just love listening to you guys. Great birthday.
Yay, happy birthday.
Sarah said, I'm working on an oil creation. I'm calling Love Potion number 11. Ooh, let's put that in the kit for the Soul Purpose and Sacred Money.
Oh my God. Yes, Tara, thank you.
Yep. Okay, is there anything else you want us to know about the beautiful stars?
Do you want to know a little bit more about Venus through the signs and the qualities a little bit? Like as far as like finding her in your chart?
Yes.
Okay. So those of you who have your chart, and those of you who are about to go get your chart, because everybody needs their blueprint. It's your
really
real map. You don't have to be lost out there. You got your manual that you were born with. So when Venus is in what they call a quality, it's a level of how your heart chakra, the way that you follow your path of enlightenment, is connecting to universal chi or energy. Mm-hmm. So if your Venus is in a cardinal sign, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, your Aries, then your Venus energy is going to be so you want to connect with universal energy about what is your strong pull towards your created desires, because you're about creating new cycles of desires. So you want to magnetize yourself and draw the object of your desires towards you. Mm-hmm. So if you're a Venus in Aries and you just love puppies, you're going to look at those pictures and you're going to draw it to you, and then be prepared to be asked to adopt one. So just be careful with what you, like they always say, oh, be careful what you wish for, because the universe will give it to you. Yeah. So really focus on you're about learning to find the rhythm between your yeses and your nos. Mm-hmm. So Venus in a fixed sign, Taurus, that's her ruler, Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo and Aquarius. So if you know your Venus signs in one of those, you have a fixed sign Venus. It says you have to stay with your desires and change the quality of your relationship to it, because you're going to attract it no matter what, because it's a fixed sign. Mm-hmm. So you want to work on your relationship to it.
Yeah, this is also one thing I want to say about the law of attraction and bringing things to you. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to focus on that and attract that, because that's all you're bringing in is with your head. You have to be the energy. You have to be the energy. If you want more love, you have to become love. You have to be vibrating love so that you can bring love in, because it's not, we live in an attraction-based reality, but we're not actually going out in the world to get things. We're calling it in and bringing it into our reality by being a match to it. So it's the fastest way to bring. That's why people who are having problems with money, you're a match to not having enough money, because you've been thinking the thoughts of not having enough money, feeling the thoughts of not having enough money. And if you feel into that, every time you do that, you shut down your heart space, which is where we call things in. So what you're actually calling into your experience is all of that chaos of what you're fearing. So when you drop into your heart and you're feeling what it feels like to have that, to have the money, to have, whatever it is that you want, whether it's a game or a bike or a car, like when you begin to feel into having it as though it's already there, you call it into your being faster. And the most amazing thing about this is you do not have to do it for very long before it will just come to you.
Yeah, that's why I think some of the ancients and the angels that watch over us go, oh my God, if she just held it for a minute, boy, it would have just shown up on our doorstep. But sometimes, because we're so distracted, our minds are like little ping pong balls, bing, 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 and we can only hold it like 5-10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Or we're here, we're vibrating it, we're bringing it in, and then we get sidetracked, and then we get back into the fear. So it's just kind of still sitting there, still waiting. Now we're calling into all the things we're fearful because that's what we're vibrating. But the minute we come here, it's like, oh, closer and closer and closer.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So like if you're a fixed Venus, you're going to really be powerful in the repulsion if you're not clear on how you really feel.
Which is good, because if you call it in and you have all that wounding, you're going to destroy it anyway. So
yeah, that's the gift of it. Because remember, the universe is always working upon your behalf.
Yeah.
Right. So you just have to redefine, get new glasses on that show you really clearly what is going on. So then you're not in the duality of good and bad.
Right.
So Venus and fixed are learning the power of your magnetic flow and finding the rhythm of attraction and letting go. Learning to say yes. Because you're probably really good at saying no, and it's bringing you what you don't want.
Exactly. Exactly. Like if you're wanting to have the perfect relationship, or you're wanting to attract a man, and every guy you see, you're like, nope, nope, no, 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 no. That's what you're sending. So the universe is going to bring you more no, no, no.
Yeah,
you can even say yes for showing me what I would rather not have and what I would rather have. So everything is like, you could just feel it when you're in that yes energy. It's just more flowing.
Yeah. And again, it feels good. So the heart, what does the heart do? She feels good.
Mm-hmm.
She's on a search for beauty, harmony, and love and truth and justice and fairness. So all those things, just focus your heart and your mind in that direction. You can't go wrong. No. You will never be sorry.
All things beauty. Get yourself some flowers. Go get a crystal. Put it by your bathtub. Get yourself some beautiful candles. Create the element of beauty in your reality, and your life will become beautiful. You can call Goddess Lakshmi. She is all about beauty and fortune and abundance, and that energy is palpable on this planet because it's been around for centuries. Ancient. You can call Kuan Yin, because she is that beautiful heart energy. Mother Mary is that beautiful heart energy. Whatever it is that you believe, call in that beautiful energy, and it's easier to do it through archetypes if you can't do it yourself. It's also easier to do it by looking at puppies.
Exactly. And if there's a particular archetype that you are attracted to, let her also mirror what that is. Also what's in her is you.
Yeah, there's a reason you're attracted to her. There's a reason.
She's part of you. You're part of her.
You couldn't see her if you weren't.
Exactly. Yeah, because you'd be thinking of or attracted to something else.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're honoring and making sacred what it is that you are attracting and attracted to. So I think that's also really powerful for your Venus.
Yeah.
So Venus in immutable signs: Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, Virgo. Now Venus is the queen when she's in when she's in Pisces. She becomes the mermaid, the higher consciousness. And I believe someone we know has a Venus in Pisces.
I think it's me, right? I'm like, I think it's me.
Yes. So cool. So you like to float on the open sea of possibilities.
True.
Right? Choosing what to grasp and what to let flow by. That's the Tai Chi you're doing. Oh no, I can let go by. Oh, I like that. Oh, that one's gonna go by. So it's this beautiful kind of yin and yang.
Yeah.
So learning when to become a point and declare what you want and what you don't want. That's kind of like your mutable energy is like when you say, I'm declaring to walk on that yellow brick road. Like, your 9 jets are waiting for you there.
I am there.
Yeah. So good job, Venus and Pisces mutable one.
Thank you for being a beautiful guide.
You're welcome. My pleasure. So Venus through the elements. This is the second part. So you're going to find that quality, and then you're going to find that sign, which is an element. So we'll start with Venus and water, and I'll be quicker with this one. So the water signs are Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So you have a deep longing for unity and oneness. Mm-hmm. Commune with your dreams and desires and live in a world of images, feelings. You must have real love, or else you're like, nah. Real love is, I can't sell for less than that.
True.
Right? So Venus and Earth, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Seeing all that is beautiful and seeing the inner beauty that shines through form. Fill yourself with gratitude. That's what you got. You got to fill up with gratitude for all that is beautiful in your world and everything that's created in all time and space. So you can go beyond this world and go, what is the beauty of the Milky Way or the Andromeda Galaxy or that starburst? Like, go nasa.gov and just find the most beautiful nebulas and just be like, wow.
Yeah.
And find the beauty there. Venus in air, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Fill yourself with love and wisdom, togetherness, and being like part of humanity. Like, you're the humanitarians. Venus loves the people in the air sign. Share your experiences of the miracle of everything. Present. So Gemini looks up present moment now. So breathe in the wisdom of the miracle of the present moment now. And you especially love when there's understanding. Like Libra's like, hey, I love when we get each other. Like, you hurt me and I hurt you and now we're dancing. It's so fun. So finally, Venus in fire is connect to the fire, joy, and passion that actually runs through your veins. You fiery Leo, you fiery Venuses. Attract things, people, and experience that create more fiery passion and joy. And like your blood actually wants to run at the vibration of passion, joy, humor, funny, and just be like, oh my God, like the fiery Venuses love what they love, right? It's like, like that. So that is your Venus path to enlightenment in a nutshell, by how you connect to the universal chi, and then in what way, what element is yours.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Another thing too, doing all this heart chakra work, make sure you are grounding. Make sure you're connected in your root chakra and really grounding into the earth. Because it's easy to have an overactive heart chakra and then you find yourself being tired, right? So you want to like create balance. So tuning into that energy of your masculine root chakra and sending that into the earth too, so that you can be grounded and solid and still, have that love experience as well.
Yeah, because there may be, as you're getting used to the vibration of when you're connected to like the oneness of love, which is that unconditional love, because, we've all been highly trained in conditional love.
Yeah.
Which is fear-based, ego. It's coming, from me, not through me, like Reiki, comes through me. Mm-hmm. So when you're grounded, like Randina, and you're receiving earth love, and then you're opening up to the heavens and you're receiving heaven love, then you're the Merkaba of heaven comes to earth, or it comes to heaven, then you won't get tired in that space.
No.
Because nothing's actually...
If you're here to be an impact of many, many people, you have to know how to do that. You have to know how to maintain your own space. You have to know how to communicate and channel that so that you can stay healthy and happy and continue serving your message and creating your own reality without having the influence of other people. So that's like a huge thing for speakers, for people who are here to hold the energy for a lot of people. You have to be really, really open in your heart and also grounded in your root.
Yeah. And it's so beautiful, especially like when you are a public figure. right? So having a big presence on Facebook, being a public speaker, having big messages, and working with a lot of people, knowing like your energetic, having good, healthy, energetic hygiene, right? Like meditation, running your energy, nurturing yourself, putting yourself first, connecting and being one in that source, then you are in a place of like, you can handle that bigness.
Yeah.
Right?
Also, too, it's you making sure that you're doing the inner work, because remember, the more people that you are exposed to, the more magnifying glass is put on you by the universe, which means you're going to manifest what's within you on a larger scale, which for those of you who are afraid to step on the stage right now, there's a good reason, because you have the inner work to do to transmute and transform, so that when you do step on the stage, what's reflected is your higher self, your inner being, your core self-worth, rather than the ego self, which then you're going to have to go through really hard lessons, and some people don't make it out of that. So it's really important to do the inner work first, where you're at. It's like I always tell everyone, you have to master the space that you're in and become the best version of yourself, reach your highest potential in that space, and then move to the other opportunities that are, flowing with you. So
yeah, because I mean, you can even see it like in celebrities or, rock stars and stuff. I mean, they can crash and burn.
most of them do, because they don't have the inner world. They have the dream, and they go after the dream, and the dream unfolds, but they don't have that inner world down, that core knowing down. They get sucked into the ego, which is being reflected.
Yeah, which can be really like, if it's all taken away in a moment, who are they and what they become? Like a lot of, even like child stars, things like that, they have the roughest time because they had all this attention and they never got to do the inner work or go through the hardships of when we're little to like build our character and to like create a hunger for, I want to know more. I want to be better. I want to, whatever that is, I want to be strong and I want to know my value, my worth. A lot of times they don't even get that opportunity. And then when they grow up, they're shells. They don't even know who they are or why they're here anymore.
Right. And you can tell the difference on the ones who have done the inner journey. I mean, look at Will Smith, right? Like he knows, he's confident.
He's so cool right now. He's so on fire.
No, he knows the universe supports him. Like he has those solid fundamental belief systems down. A lot of them are natural because he's groomed them. Now you can actually have those if they're not natural. You can actually put those in because they connect to the core truth of who you are, and then grow them on purpose and become that. Like you can literally become anything you want to be. Okay, so Theron says to tell you he's learned so much from this and he loves you both, and he's asking me to get him the Wizard of Oz book. Because Brandina is his auntie and Shannon is his moon teacher.
Aww.
Michelle said, going to look at some puppies when we're done here. Yay. Oh, she also said, I'm looking at my chart. How can I tell where Venus is? I'm still learning on how to read it fully. Can she PM you? And then
oh, please do, Michelle.
Yeah,
yes.
Michelle, PM her because we got to jump off here.
Yeah, sorry. I could talk all day about.
You know, me too. So can I. But Kaylee's texting me, Mom, Sushi's ready.
Oh, yeah, all right. They're like, come out for dinner. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
I know. So they waited for me.
Oh, of course they did. They love their mom.
I know. Okay, so thank you so much, Shannon, for always being such a beautiful guide. I mean, it's so amazing. I'm so happy I met you.
Oh, thank you, Randina. Thank you for like inviting me in. I'm so happy I met you too. Like what? And thank you for just like providing the path. Like I'm so happy I get to skip with you on the yellow brick road.
Oh, it's so fun, right? Like the better it gets, the better it gets.
Yes.
And thank you everyone who showed up for this, who learned from it, who took some value from it. I love you all too. And we thank you for being in service to the light, because literally it is. The higher we vibe, the higher the vibration of humanity vibes. And then we can start dissipating all the other chaos that's happening in the world. So it is imperative. And send everyone lots of love. We'll
Yay! Thank you, Randina.
Bye. You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.